Okay, this is where we left with the last practice, which was form practice 2. So I'm going to make a new copy first, save it as form practice 3, and then load the form practice 3 instead of 2. And of course appearance is not supposed to change because we have not actually changed anything. We're going to leave this as is for now. Suppose we want to add color, which you shouldn't have too much problem with it because you have done it before. So that's why we left some space here, and we add a style tag there. Say style type equal text CSS. Okay. And then we close the style tag here, and in between we're going to add some styling. For example, we change the body, or say rewrite some body defaults. Okay. So here we got a pair of curly braces inside there. We say background color. Background color is the color that is normally white. Okay, so we're going to change that one. Suppose we change that one to saddle brown. Okay, I'm not sure how it's gonna look, but we'll go with it. And then color, when you say color, is the color of the text. Okay, suppose we say dark brown. Saddle brown and dark brown. Saddle brown is supposed to be a lighter version of brown. And then say font family, and we say Helvetica. Okay. Now let's see if we save it, how this change reflects here. Okay, we got a light brown color. It's actually a little darker than I would like for it to be. And here is the dark brown text. Okay. Now it may not look the best, but I'm just showing you as an example how you change color. Okay. So I'm going to just leave it that way. Okay. Instead of trying to change to a different color, I will let you do that. So I'm going to leave the color part there. Here, how you can align these text boxes and everything to make the display look better. Okay, so that's the part I'm going to concentrate on now. So inside the form we have all these. I'm going to insert some blank line and create a table here. Okay. Normally you would create tables to align these text boxes. Okay, so table, I say border equal, for example, to begin with I say 1. Okay, cell padding, let's give some space. So for example, to begin with I say 5. Okay, then cell spacing, to begin with I say 5. If you didn't like, you can always come back and change. Okay, and suppose we leave it there. Then we create a table row, and a row would have some table data, that means cell. I'm going to close this TD here, and then have another TD there. Okay, close that TD here as well. Okay, and finally I'm going to close the TR/TR. Okay, and of course at the end down here I have to close the table. Anything that you open, if it's a PR tag, you have to close it. So I forgot that. Okay, there it is. Okay, now let's see how it looks. I don't like to do too much and then find out it doesn't work. Okay, so a little bit at a time. So here is the table that's showing there. Okay, now suppose we want to center the table, so we put the word center in here, and then right after the table we close the center tag here. Okay, if we save it and display, the table goes here. Okay, now what you have to do is, if we are going to have 3 prompts and 3 text boxes and then the button, we have to have at least the table having 3 rows. So I'm going to copy this and paste it 2 more times. Okay. So if I save it now and reload, I have a table that has 2 columns and 3 rows. Okay. So all I'm going to do is move these one at a time, one element, okay, copy this and place it in there, okay. And then I'm going to copy this text box, okay, and place it into the next TD. Okay. Now I'm going to just do this much and save it and see how it looks. Okay. See, here is the first prompt and here is the text box. Okay. So you can just go ahead and do just that. You may even pause the video here and do on your own, see if you can do it without being helped. Okay. And I'm going to just follow through, copy all of them, place it into the next cell, and finally this prompt, take it, put it in the first cell, take the text box, the read-only text box, put it in here. Okay. And I'm going to, of course, get rid of all these breaks. Now the button can stay at the outside of the table. So let's see how it looks now. Okay, as you can see, okay, the table is centered and these are squared. We want to move this button to the center as well. So instead of closing it here, the center, we can keep this up to this, so hopefully that would be centered as well. So button is centered. Okay. If you want to push the table a little bit further, so after the form is started, you can put few BR tags to get some blank line there. Okay. So you got a couple of blank lines, so hopefully the table will be pushed down a little bit. Okay. Now we haven't changed any JavaScript tag or anything, so functionality of this program shouldn't be affected at all. So let's see if that is the case. So we type 40 again, type 2 again, and here is 80 showing. Okay. So as you can see, changing the appearance is fairly easy when you get everything working. Okay. Now most of the time you will see in the internet where you see that you are filling up a form, these boxes that may be aligned but these lines don't show. So how do you hide those lines? Okay, the table's border lines. You can change the border equals 0. The table would be there, table structure would be there, but table lines would not show. Okay. If that's what you prefer, you can do that. If you like the lines, you can put it back 1 and then you get the lines. It's for you to choose. Okay. One last thing I want to mention, that is the border in the table. I'm sorry, the form. Okay. The form, we said that the first form is form 0, second form is form 1, and such. It is also possible that you can give form your own name. Okay. So you could say form name equal what is it that you want to call? Say call it my form, for example. Okay? My form, that is the name. Then if you named the form, then you don't have to address it as forms of 0, forms of 1, like that. You can address them as my form. So document, then go to my form, and instead of forms of 0, you would be calling my form. Okay. Some people prefer it that way. It's given a name instead of forms of 0, forms of 1, forms of 2. It doesn't really mean which one you are talking about. Suppose this one deals with one set of data, so you give the appropriate name. Okay. That shouldn't, however, change the functionality of the program at all. So let's try again, see if it works with the new name. Okay, you click on it and it shows AD, works just the same. Okay, so with that you got forms, how to create a simple form with HTML, what are the form elements like text box, buttons, labels, and then we saw how to add some JavaScript code to make the form actually functional. So if you click on it, an event occurs, an event handler actually does the processing. Then we covered in the third one, we covered the appearance of it. Okay, this color doesn't look very good. Okay, I'm sure and I trust that you're going to do a better job dealing with colors than I did. That's all.